Take off. Take off.
We're back with another episode. I'm your host, Jay Wando. You have now entered the Dope Squad. Let them know where
Yes.
you from. My guest, Ro, who I am appreciative of having her in my presence. Y'all gonna hear some energy in this podcast. I know sometimes I can get a little uh, lethargic in my speech because I'm thinking so much, but because I'm so comfortable with this guest, my co-host, I don't have to be that way. We're just gonna let it flow. We do have a topic for y'all though, so be prepared. Be prepared to talk. Be prepared to listen, and just enjoy what we're bringing to y'all. So here we have Ro, who is the host of Range of Expressions podcast. You can find her all over the place, but I'm gonna pass the mic to her. So Ro, tell the people about you.
Microphone check. Uh,
Okay,
excuse me.
one, two,
Sorry,
one,
my
two.
energy is going to be a bit high this morning because we've climbed some mountains to get here.
Yes, you did.
Nevertheless, I am Ro, and I am one third of the Queen's Pod or the Queen's Vibe Lounge. It's another podcast that I'm on. We usually are on TikTok live.
Talk about it.
But I do have Range of Expression podcast, which Wando. Sorry, I'm giving you
You
all types
loud,
of
girl. You
nicknames.
loud. You loud. You loud. Is that me?
I'm loud. I'm too loud.
Not too loud, but a little bass kicking right now.
Sorry.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
That's good right there.
Yeah.
I mean to
All
mess
right.
your flow up, but I did.
Oh
So that's on you.
you're good. So what I was saying was Wando came on the Range of Expression podcast not too long ago, and it was such an amazing conversation. Um, and so he allowed me to come on his platform and speak, and I'm very honored to be here. So thank you so much
It
for
warms my
that.
soul. They weren't. Yeah. So
What?
the thing is, people don't understand, and I try to be. I am modest. I am a modest individual, but people just don't understand the value in someone telling you, "Hey, I want to be a part of what you have going on as well." It's not necessarily that I couldn't um, do this on my own. It's not that I have a problem asking people to be on, but people offer their time. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about with today. Like the
Mhm.
time it takes to that you want to give. We are adults. We are in our late 30s. We are parents. We've been in the military. We're working. We're serving others, and we are taking time to get on these mics, get in front of these cameras, and speak to people who we haven't
Mhm.
talked to in a while. And I'll give a little bit of background. Now, I'm not even going to go into details because y'all can go to her podcast and hear all that origin
Dope.
story stuff. No, no,
Well, look,
we need to talk about the
wine.
present.
We do.
We need
But
to talk
it's
about the
okay.
present.
You
Yeah.
look, give a little brief synopsis of how we know each
Okay.
other, and then we'll go into
And then we go. All
everything.
right.
Cause let's give your audience that.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Ro and I met in Valdosta, Georgia, Moody Air Force Base. And I don't know why I keep
Hmm.
getting these notifications. Moody Air Force Base is, if you haven't listened before, I am a military vet, Air Force. She
Cool.
served as well, and still serving because I appreciate Black women in the military. Salute to y'all. I might add in some applause for that because
Yes.
y'all deserve it. And so military, 2006 is when I arrived. She was already there, and
Hmm.
I want to say we either met at a like a party or like dorms. If y'all don't know, military is like uh, it's not college. It's not quite college because you do have a lot of things awarded to you, but it does give that college vibe. So when y'all get through to Friday nights, Saturday nights, oh my goodness. If the cameras was out back then, oh my, I don't want to see myself in that side of
I
the scene.
always say that. I'm like, thank you,
I'm
God,
so glad.
that
I'm so
we
thankful.
didn't have phones and social
Yeah,
media when I was out there in them streets.
out
He
there
knew.
for
He
sure.
absolutely knew. But
And we were out,
continue.
yeah, it's all good. But we were out there, and yeah, that was the last time we spoke and talked to each other in person, 2006,
Hmm.
2007, around that time. I know
Hmm.
that's ancient to a lot of you. I'm sure there's been a lot of babies made, some relationships broken up and gotten together and gotten broken up again, and you've traveled and everything else. But Now you're in the dope spot. So welcome. That was our
Welcome.
welcome. And now we
Welcome.
have spoken. We've been chopping it up now for at least about a month, and
Mhm.
we're gonna. This is one of many. We spoke about that too. This is one of many conversations that we're gonna share. We're not even gonna talk about the conversations we had off camera. 'Cause those were
Yes.
in depth.
Those was in depth, but very
Yes,
much needed because so
very
much
needed.
time has passed and so much growth. But I do want to take the time to acknowledge the growth in you and the fact that like I before we even spoke and I saw that you were doing your
Yeah,
podcasting and all that type of stuff, like I was already like on board. So when you reached out to me in the way that you did, I
hmm,
was very excited and very honored. So I'm saying that. I know people say things just to say things, but I'm saying
yeah.
that because I really mean it. And when I say this man is about his business, please know that he's always trying to make his podcast better. He's always intentional. And so that's why we have a theme today. And we're going to go into it
It
now.
means a lot.
But I wanted to say that. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's acknowledged. I
hmm
receive it. I don't take it lightly at all. I've been Another thing I want to mention. Wando hasn't been working or serving in the capacity of what many people are viewed to be a man, as far as where my wife is the sole provider in my family and has been for the
hmm
past 7 years. But that's by choice. That was by choice. That was because I knew whenever we got pregnant with my second daughter that I had to change some things, and she was willing to take that on with me. So even when it comes to our topic, which is going to be called, or what I'm going to frame it around, is the cost of your success.
hmm
When we look at success, many of us just look at the numbers in our bank account. Many of us just look at how many followers we have, how many people like us, how many people tell us that we're doing a good job. And to me, that's not success. It's not something that's not my higher value in success. I succeed when my kids call me and tell me they care about me. I live with my kids. I've always been around my children. My wife and
Yeah.
I actually get along. We have a friendship. We have a bond with each other.
And that
Sometimes
it's a big flex too.
oh,
To
hey, and I don't even see it that way because this is just what I signed up for.
right.
And it's always been going up. The trajectory is never. I think I at one point did slip up in certain places as I was learning, but since
hmm
then it's been going up.
It's been up. Yes.
I've also, and I'm gonna say this, I've been watching people fall off while I was on my journey
hmm
from a distance. I've
hmm
tried to reach out to people and I tried to, in my own way, help them the way I thought I could help. And it
Yeah.
hasn't always been successful because I do understand that people are going through their own journeys as well. Trying to attain those things I've spoken about earlier, the wealth
hmm
and the, the level of success they see, which,
Right.
no shade, see success how you see it. I
hmm
see it in a way where if I'm happy with myself and I'm finding peace within myself, that's where I found success. And it hit me. I'm 38 now, but maybe like 2 years ago when I realized, you know what, I'm on my way. I put in the work. I'm on my way. So with Ro, I want to ask you how
hmm
much, if you want to put a number to it or years even of your life, how do you see as far as cost? So what success cost you over the years? And if you have reached the level of success you feel like you wanted to, what
hmm
does it look like? And then how far away are you if you haven't?
That's such a great question. And it's as you were asking me the question, I was like, that's a very complex question for
Yeah,
sure. And it's
I'm a
like
complex man.
many layers that I can definitely dive into. But when it comes to success, I guess you really have to define it for yourself. And so for me, I think I was chasing, you know, I'm active duty military, so I was chasing
Sure.
like, promotion or just things that I thought would fill me, which in that sense, it was costing me like time with my family. I was sacrificing my mental health. I was sacrificing my peace, um, sacrificing like moments that I was missing out on, with family and that sort of thing. So, like you were saying, 2 years, you just now getting onto this journey of like kind of knowing what success means to you and
Sure, yeah.
accepting what it means to you. I'm kind of in that same place. Like definitely within the last couple of months, I'm like realigning my perspective on what I think success is and what my goals are. Like I don't really care about promotion anymore when it comes to the military. So that means I care less about my work and being there. I'm like, yo, I can wait and keep this work right here and come back to it tomorrow. I'm going home.
Got
Whereas
that.
before, I was sacrificing my time
True.
and my energy and for what, right? So, um, so yeah. So now success. Um, I think for me, it's doing the things that's going to be fulfilling and meaningful and intentional. So podcasting, doing this with you is like something I think is going to be great, and I will feel fulfilled and successful once we continue this. I feel successful in my other podcasts. I feel successful in, pursuing my education. I feel successful with my family and the fact that I have both of my children within the realms of a marriage. It wasn't out of wedlock. So all of those things that I didn't take the time to reflect on before because I was so focused and hyper focused on other things that I thought I was failing. I thought I wasn't successful, but I actually am. And so, just like you, I'm just now realizing my eyes have been open to acknowledge those things and to be proud and to clap for myself because I'm
That's
used to
right.
clapping for everybody else. But no, you need to take the time to clap for yourself and reflect on the things that you're successful in. So, um, like I said, it all depends on the person. Society tells us, it's successful when you drive, a car that's this, or if you have a house that's this big, or if you have a
Mm.
job that, has this amount of money as far as salary. But like, okay, the fine print is what?
Fine
I have
print.
a I have a
Ooh.
I have a failing marriage. My children don't like me. When once they're out of the house, they're never coming home for Christmas. And that's the cost.
Mm.
Those are the costs. And that's the cost that I don't want to pay. It's too expensive.
You can
So
walk by and browse and say, you know what?
mhm.
No, I'm not paying that. I don't care if it's Chanel. I don't care if it's Gucci, Louis. I like Nike. I'll shop at TJ Maxx.
I do too.
I use great value products, not for everything.
Hmm.
I gotta take, your soap and your toilet tissue needs to be good brands, your detergent.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving sacrificing too much, but
Right.
that is so important, and I appreciate all those everything you mentioned. I value as well.
Hmm.
We also have shown this is not something because I'm not some guru out there. I'm not some expert, but I'm just going off life experiences. We both shown up for each other, right? So that even comes with a cost.
It does.
Um, it's one thing to be in a cohabitant situation. Like right now, my wife is in the other room. Her husband is right there in the room. Like it's not like we're this is a real relationship. This is like a real friendship. We're bond being
Mhm.
created. But if it was the other way around and we had insecure spouses or, you know, we thought it was something else, this wouldn't work. And it's what not going to say it wouldn't it's not like we're saying like we couldn't do it, but it just again that's just part of the sacrifice that we decide to make, and that the people that we love and care about they also care about it. They also understand it. They get it.
Yes.
So that's very important to even have that. I know so many people who have insecure people in their lives, and it kind of makes them feel the same way. So if you approach them
Hmm.
with something, opportunity, and it's like I want to do it, but
Hmm.
I can't because this person
Hmm.
won't allow me. I'm not living in that type of environment. I
Hmm.
refuse. I refuse.
Hmm.
And so I'm willing to pay the cost of what I've paid, the sacrifice, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
in order to have those freedoms. And also
Hmm.
understanding like you said, you're in the military. There's an end goal with the military stuff.
Hmm.
But when that happens, you still got to live with you.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
all of you chasing these numbers, and I
Hmm.
appreciate seeing those people out there hustling in real estate, hustling and uh, flipping homes, out there
Absolutely.
selling cars. We need y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all
Yeah.
thing. The teachers. However, if you're not happy within that, and you
Hmm.
understanding that it's destroying your relationships with your people, and those with kids understand this relationship with your kids is almost as important as your own relationship or relationship with God. Like I feel like
Hmm.
those without children are missing out. That's just my personal opinion. But if you do have your children, you understand like the value, or you should at least. You should show that. So
Hmm.
not to get long-winded, but everything comes with a price. But the cost of that is determined how much you're willing to pay. How much are you willing to put in to basically invest into your mental wealth,
Absolutely.
your peace.
110%.
Yeah. Plus,
And like I said, it's expensive. It can
oh,
be very
hella.
pricey. But I'm glad that you mentioned, or giving a shout out to those that are doing all the
Oh,
things that I mentioned before, because that is important. Representation matters
for sure.
for sure. But like I said, though, success is dependent upon the person and what they're willing
Hmm.
to sacrifice, like you said. So
Now that we got the preliminaries out the way, let's
hmm
have a conversation. So
let's
let's
go.
talk. Let's talk like real folks, bro. I just went and bought a car. Not this is hypothetical. So this is not in
Mhm.
real life, y'all. I just went and bought a car, right? I just put rims on it. I just got the windows tinted, and now I'm driving my car. But I knew that I couldn't afford my car payment last year. What would make someone do something like that? What do you when you see people taking trips, when you see people buying things, you see people pretty much living outside of their means. What do you
Hmm.
think goes through their mind? I've been that person, so I can speak on it.
Um,
What do you think goes through their mind when they do that? Who are they doing it for? Who do you think people are doing this for?
they could do it for the look, the perception of other people,
Hmm.
trying to paint this picture because really they're not full within themselves. Because if they were full, they wouldn't put themselves in a predicament where they can't pay for something that they can't afford, or they won't get something they can't afford. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
I
they
know.
would they will tell
I've been that
themselves
person.
they will tell themselves like, I'm gonna put this down. I'm not gonna purchase this vehicle. I don't care what, this person think or that person think or what social media thinks or my family thinks about me driving this vehicle that I can't afford. You know, it's all about how, the looks. I mean, just like when you are aspiring artist or hypothetically, right? And so you want people to purchase your music and follow you and support you, right? You have to look apart.
Mm,
Not all, but some, right? So like I gotta get the jewelry, or I gotta get the car, I gotta have like all the women around me. And that might not even be you. Like deep down inside, like you may not even want like that type of lifestyle. You might want to be like
yeah.
a one woman man. But because you have this, what success looks like, right? I have to paint myself to be this person because I'm chasing after this thing, right? And so yeah, I think that's why people do it. I one of the reasons. I'm pretty sure there's
Oh yeah,
many.
yes, I'm sure there's several. And so I asked this because the very things you mentioned, I feel like people, if you do that so long, you do lose who you actually are.
Hmm.
So what I've been running into lately, because and y'all like I've been through all that. I've done not even just spending money, even hanging with people sometimes. I'm like I've
Hmm.
been around people, put myself in situations with people that we had no qualities of like it was nothing about our lifestyles that match. Now at one point I used to say this all the time, like maybe I'm in your life to be like that balance, but that was a lot of pressure. Like I didn't want all that pressure on myself. So I didn't do it on
Hmm.
purpose. I didn't do it with that intent.
Hmm.
But what I was really getting at is when we all are starting shows, when we are displaying who we are, your best bet is to consistently be you. Like if you're deciding to go into something and you feel in a little tug at you to start using someone else's space or their formula, their format, and I've been approached like that before. And I just don't operate like that because
Hmm.
I don't talk like that. I
Hmm.
got homeboys that say, "What up, man?" To other people, I'm like, "Blessings." Other people, it's like, "Peace, King." Like it's not. It just changes based on my audience.
Depending. Hmm.
Yeah, our conversation is gonna be completely different than any other conversations y'all had because we have that actual relationship.
Hmm.
So my point I'm driving home, and this is for those who are in between, basically in between jobs, in between personalities, in between characters. Find your way because that's gonna be with you the whole time. When you operate haphazardly and you're not you're stuck in between, you're stuck in neutral. Like you're looking at her marriage, his relationship, their status. You start to become driven to that. You driving.
Hmm.
I brought the car analogy up earlier.
Hmm.
Man, I got to get this now. I know I can only afford the 2019, but I got to get the 23, the 24, or the 25. I get you try to get a Cybertruck with a with a Corolla budget. You know that's not it's not you, and people see it. So my hope
Hmm.
is with these platforms, with this particular platform, range of expression, discussions of experience, that we take away a lot of the um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the stigma when it comes to how podcasts are made, how they're created,
Hmm.
and that it don't have to cost that much to be happy. It don't
Hmm.
have to. It don't, you can set your own price. You set the price that you want to set. You can control your audience. You can unfollow people. You can remove your followers. So while it is expensive, like this equipment, but hell, this platform is free. Like I'm using the free membership. I might need to go up to the pro.
On the free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I may need to go up at some point, but right now this is working.
I
And
mean, why pay for it if it's
why,
working, you know?
so the same thing. Why change who you are when you already I'm gonna be like I'm getting my wallet stuff now. You already who you are. There's no point of trying to change because
Yeah, I mean,
people already know enough about you anyway, whether it's your past, whether it's your presence. Um, many of us can't. We can only be us on social media because if you came to my house, you'll see my house is really dirty. Not me, but you know, you can see people's houses really not in order the way they show it. You know, those
well,
highlights, the highlight film ain't really what it is.
well,
Go ahead.
social media,
Talk.
social media. So, okay, sorry. Okay, there's so many thoughts that I
And,
had
y-
going
and
on.
y'all, I don't want her to agree with everything I say. So if she needs to check me, I don't want
No,
anybody
no,
feeling like I can't check her. But go ahead.
no. Well, first of all, let me. I'm not gonna check you because that's
Hey,
that's rude. I'm not gonna check you.
I appreciate that.
Let's start there. But as you were talking, I had so many thoughts, right? So let me go like to my first thought when you were talking
Good.
about that you could relate to somebody purchasing something that they can't afford because of whatever. So
Hmm.
like I did want to ask the question like what was it back then that made you feel like you had to do these things?
Yeah.
You
So
can
answer
you
my
could
own
be
question. Yeah.
I mean you don't gotta be like real long winded about it, but
No,
just
no, I
like
won't. So it was. I felt like I was running out of time.
mm, run out of
I
time to be successful or
so I bought a house in February of 2012, back when the rates were incredible. 3 bedroom, really
hmm
nice house in the newer subdivision. And that
hmm
September, I got a 30-something thousand dollar car. Now I'd already had the car. I was doing nice, but to add on a mortgage and a car payment and no more insurance, and I got rims, and I got a system in the car. Mind you, this 2012, so all these things are highly important to me back then. Um,
hmm
so and majority, but I wanted to separate myself.
okay.
Even the fact that I had a house, like most people didn't have houses where we were. They had apartments, they had roommates. Now I had people stay with me. Shout out to my cousin Chuck. He stayed with me, but it was my
hmm
house. My name was on the mortgage, all the bills. Shout out to my
hmm
homeboy X, who I'm gonna have on soon. He was staying with me, and yeah, I'm 26 years old, you know, with my own 25 when I bought it, when I got my house. That just wasn't happening back then.
Yeah.
However, the cost of success, back to that, was the sacrifice I had to make. I'm only a E5 staff sergeant. I wasn't making that much money. Everything was going to bills except whatever was left for food, and I had to make several sacrifices. So as far as the mentality at the time, it was
Hmm.
I'm not going to be here much longer. I had already been at the base for 12 years. I mean, excuse me.
Hmm.
It's from '06 to 2012. So I've already been there 6 years, and it was year seven. My supervisor actually told me, he's like, excuse me, as soon as you buy a house, you're going to get orders. And he went far off. By that next year, I got orders.
I was like, sir, shut your mouth and stop speaking over my life.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I should have said that.
I
I,
don't
I'm
receive that.
yeah. I
It's
did end
cool.
up getting orders about a year and a half
Yeah.
after that. So, so it was long enough to be able to live in it, and yeah, I wanted to be set apart. Like some people say, I wanted to be grown. I felt like I needed to do that. I needed to validate my success by buying more. It was no,
Hmm.
but honestly, it was no one else of my age, rank, and doing it myself. I can't think of one person at that point in time in that area that was on
I'm
that.
doing that.
And
Okay.
it was attention. It was a lot of attention coming from it. It wasn't
Hmm.
like, wow, you got your own house. It was like, oh, you got your own house.
Oh,
Like, because
right.
people, parents weren't even owning a home or working toward home ownership. That's another caveat. I'll talk about that another day. If you get a
Hmm.
mortgage, that doesn't mean you own your home.
Hmm.
And if you're a real estate agent, you can correct me if you like. You can come on to that's. I mean, you're paying a mortgage, so you don't really own it. You ain't on it. You still have to pay taxes and all that. So anyway, and the houses ended up being beneficial. The car did cost me more between gas, between insurance. I ended up having to sell it because I got orders. I couldn't ship my car overseas. So I
Hmm.
ended up taking a hit. But
Yeah.
to answer that, yes, definitely felt I needed the attention at the time that I maybe I wouldn't get it from somewhere else. I just
Hmm.
had a breakup, so I was on some revenge within myself. Let me prove
Yeah.
myself. Let me show her. That was stupid. That was dumb.
I mean, you. I mean,
Why do
you
we
had
do
to
stuff like that?
learn
Why do we feel like
because
I'm a level up because I broke up with this person? That don't make sense. We do it. We all do it. A lot of
we all,
many of
we
us do it.
all, many of us have done it, and
Mm-hmm.
many of us are still doing it. And
Mm.
then to put like the sprinkle on the ice cream cone, the social media. So now,
Yeah.
excuse me. So now you
Yep.
have a platform to showcase your glow up. But thank you for answering that. I mean, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of be transparent on your
Uh,
platform just
I,
about some
I,
things.
so
Because it might help somebody, a young
no,
person out there who think they got to do
our
all those
older,
things and when they don't.
yeah, our older person. Also, because I still see it, even
Yeah.
at our grown age, I still see it. What are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to prove it to, fellas? Who are you trying to prove it to, ladies? We see that man ain't in your life no more.
Oh.
We understand that you went out with your kids. It's no hit on you, but like tell your story. That's really what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. Like it's okay to talk about that. And not saying everyone needs to tell their business, but if you're not happy, then stop posting. That's another thing. I Before I go too deep, go too far away. People know Dro. People don't know Wanda, or at least they
Hmm.
feel that way. I've been told that you just been seeming this way, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually get to be who I am instead of like the question you asked, what made you want to do that? That was my
Hmm.
sole purpose to give that attention. Now I have other things that have superseded reason to give attention to.
Hmm.
My son Caspian needs all my attention. My daughter Kamaya needs all my attention. Kay, she don't need as much attention, but
She needs attention
she costs money. She's the expensive one. So
too.
the other two need attention. They need money. So
But
it's
it's good
like
that you know what they need, so you're able
yeah,
to
because I
strive to
practice
feel that.
right. I'm an active parent, and I don't feel like I could have done this as well if I was the sole. I was trying so hard to push and put the camera in front of my family and monetize this and
Oh
work these type
yeah.
of jobs and all these things like that, like
Hmm.
other things I had the opportunity to do. So that's my reasoning, and I appreciate you asking that. I really do. I really-
No, no problem. So the other thought that I had to go back to social media relationship and like how because you had mentioned like, oh yeah, like you look at this person's relationship and that person's relationship and then like you're striving to be that.
Mhm.
So my thought was, when I see people who've been together for like 50 years and stuff like that, and then you automatically want to be like, oh, couples goals and stuff like that, right? But it's like you don't know what they went through.
Telling you.
You don't know what
I
they
was,
went through to like
mhm.
continue to be in that relationship. You know, like what was their infidelity. You don't know like there's children outside of that marriage. You don't know
Man,
like what
see,
they
now you,
went through
you about to
for them
start
to
making
be in
people's.
that place.
Ooh,
And
yeah,
so I'm saying that to say, just let's, I know it's difficult, but let's try our best to not do that when it comes to looking at other people and what they got going on, because you don't know what's happening
sure.
for real in that situation.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. You're right. And I can say the same for me. I was going through many issues within my own marriage. So when that was happening, I got ghost. I
hmm
stayed away, or I didn't post the things that I didn't start because I see the patterns. People start posting their families a lot. A lot of times that's things ain't great.
um,
Um,
I guess I don't look like that hard at people and patterns and stuff like that, but I can see what you mean by that.
well,
I
this
can't
is the
see.
thing with me because I wasn't working. Like I was social media was literally my life. Like I wasn't doing much. I was in school, but I'm not in school all day.
Yeah,
Going to school online, so people have reached out to me with certain issues. So that's maybe a bigger issue. Like you come to me for advice or talk about it, then then
yeah,
your social media reflects something totally different.
yeah,
And I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to play both sides. Take care of your home. Cover your bases. We don't care that much. That like we social media don't care. If you got off social media today, if this podcast just closed out today, no one would care. I'm pretty sure people will continue going. I
Mm-mm.
got
I
I got
mean,
some
it'll be like a topic of discussion, like, oh, so what's going on with
you
that
just
or
ended.
whatever. But
There
like,
there are 5 million. Listen to these stats. Podchasers.com. There are 5 million podcasts globally and 70 million episodes between each. There are 505 million listeners worldwide. So if you think that do you
my one,
yeah, I mean, it may pop at some point, but yeah, I agree with you. It's not a judgment thing. It's just something that is based on being the observer I am and
hmm
seeing the patterns because these people I'm mentioning, I care about. Like I've invested into your relationship just like you did. When you
hmm
got married, or when you had a baby, I thought like this is the person you with, and then I don't see y'all no more, and there's no explanation. I'm not saying they have to, but there's nothing from it. It's just like we just broke up, and then 2 months
and then,
later, you'll see like a long post about why they broke up and somebody was
uh,
cheating. Be like, damn,
well, and perhaps we should give those individuals grace as well,
sure.
because I don't know why people do that, because I don't post my business out there on the street, but like they're doing it for a reason. And
Mm.
honestly, it's because like, you need therapy and you need to learn how to heal. You need to figure out like better coping
Coping
mechanisms and,
mechanism,
and,
yeah.
and tools to help you out with your healing. And
And maybe
unfortunately,
that's the
some
issue I
people are
have.
what
'Cause I almost think I was like, you know better than that. I would think you were,
they probably don't.
yeah. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like I'm always thinking, but
that's
yeah.
on me though.
Anyways,
That's me caring so much about people. That's me wanting their mental health to be better. And maybe
be
it was
better.
times I wish somebody would have pulled me like, Dro, chill,
Yeah.
grab me
Yeah.
by the collar, like, no, you don't need to be buying that, doing that, staying out late. So I'm looking at not and I may be just as wrong, and we probably on a whole nother topic. I may just be just as wrong for not speaking up or not asking, "Hey, how you doing?" And I've done that.
Hmm.
How's everything? And then I might get a, well, this is going on in my life. I'm like, damn, really? Like, it's that bad? Yeah, he or she did this and this and this, so when we see the costs have gotten too high in our relationships,
Mm,
how
mm,
do we handle that? Because you don't want to be too nosy, you
mm-hmm,
don't want to judge, you
mm-hmm,
really don't. But at the same
mm-hmm,
time, if you see someone drowning and you have
mm.
plenty of you paddling beside them and you have plenty of
Oh,
room left in your boat, do you pick them up and now your boat's toppling over and
this is
all their family issues are on in? Cause remember one time y'all was friends, like the couples, and now they all broke up. We're not cool with the kids, the other person in the relationship, the family members the weddings that we attended, when we took pictures. Like I know that again. I'm
no,
going.
no, no, but that's because that's such a good topic. That is such
uh,
a because I want. Ugh, that
so
is such a good.
we're gonna take a pause right there because y'all know at the dope spot,
Mhm.
I want y'all to be comfortable. I don't want y'all getting too far. Don't want to get too far away in conversation because what people view as rambling, I just look at it as it's just detail. You
Yeah,
know,
me too.
Ro is an artist, so it'd be one thing for her to do an outline and leave it, and that's
Hmm.
beautiful. But once she puts color into it and the tones, I'm looking at your picture behind you, which is wonderful work. Um,
Oh, thank you.
the
Oh,
earrings,
but
right?
yeah, thank you for saying that this is a beautiful picture. My husband had got
Absolutely,
it for me for my birthday one year. He got somebody to draw a picture of one of
they
my
do.
pictures. So thank you. Anyways,
Salute to him for that. Well,
yeah.
yeah. So let's circle back here. Give y'all a little break. We're gonna take a pause, and we're gonna come right back to it. You at the dope spot, Jay Wando, your girl Ro, and
Period.
we're gonna sign off temporarily. But when we come back, we're gonna talk about not only the cost of success, but the cost of or the price you pay when
Mm,
you're trying to reach that level. So it's
mm-hmm,
cost and price. Price cost. There's a difference. We'll talk
mm.
about that soon. So we love y'all. Peace. We'll be right back.